Why are scientists embracing Islam? Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you, and welcome back to the Abrahamic Dialogue. I'm your host Ibrahim, and today we're tackling a fascinating and often discussed question. Why do so many individuals with scientific backgrounds find themselves drawn to Islam? In our modern society, there's often a false tension presented between science and religion, a perceived conflict between the evidence of the lab and the belief of the spirit. Yet, when we look closely, we find countless professionals, engineers, doctors, and researchers who have embraced the Islamic faith. We're not claiming a measurable statistic today, but rather exploring the intellectual arguments and narratives within Islam that specifically resonate with a scientifically trained mind. Before we begin, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more explorations into faith and philosophy, and share this discussion with anyone interested in the dialogue between science and religion. Your support truly helps. Defining the premise. At its core, the appeal of Islam to a scientist often boils down to one fundamental concept, tawhid. This is the absolute and uncompromising oneness of God. To a scientific mind, this concept is essentially a grand unified theory for reality. It posits that the creator of the universe is singular, which explains why the universe itself operates under singular, consistent, and predictable laws, the very laws that scientists spend their lives uncovering. The laws of physics are not random, they are the consistent will of a single, rational source. This unity provides an intellectual satisfaction that appeals to the scientist's deep-seated quest for order and coherence. Factor 1. The Quran's encouragement of reflection, ayat. Unlike some ancient scriptures that might focus purely on narrative or ritual, the Quran is structured to be an invitation to inquiry. Throughout the text, there are countless calls to look at the world around us. The crucial word here is ayat, ayat. In Arabic, ayat is the word for a verse of the Quran, but it also means a sign or a proof. The Quran teaches that the greatest proofs of God's existence are not just the verses within the book, but the signs within the natural world, the cycle of the rain, the complexity of a bee, the rotation of the stars. A person trained in science appreciates a faith that actively demands observation, analysis, and reason. It transforms the entire universe into a vast, open-air laboratory, where every discovery is seen as a sign pointing back to the Creator. This makes scientific inquiry itself an act of worship. Factor 2. Specific scientific allusions. For many contemporary converts with scientific training, the most compelling arguments are the statements in the Quran that seem to align with modern scientific discoveries, facts that were completely unknown in the 7th century. Take, for example, embryology. The Quran describes the development of the human being in distinct stages: the alaka, a clinging mass like a leech, and the mudga, a chewed-like substance. Shutterstock. These descriptions, made over 1,400 years ago, are remarkably concise and accurate summaries of the early stages of human growth, long before microscopes made such observations possible. In cosmology, the Quran speaks about the heavens and the earth being a single ratkan, joined entity, that was fatak nahuma, separated, conceptually aligning with the Big Bang. Furthermore, it speaks of God as la musyun, continuously expanding. The universe, 5147, a concept only proven in the 20th century. These are seen not as scientific treatises, but as profound, concise signs that a 7th century man could not have known. Factor 3. The order and precision of the universe. The more a scientist learns about the universe, the more they appreciate its extraordinary order. This points them towards a rational, intelligent designer. Scientists are deeply familiar with the concept of fine-tuning, the idea that if fundamental constants, like the gravitational constant, the strong nuclear force, or the mass of an electron, were altered by even a tiny fraction, the universe would either collapse, never form stars, or be incapable of supporting life. It's a universe of breathtaking precision. To a scientific mind that embraces Islam, God, the Khaliq, the Creator, and Al-Musawwir, the Shaper, provides the logical answer to why the universe is so perfectly ordered. It is the signature of a deliberate and omniscient designer, turning the scientific evidence of order into theological proof. Factor 4. The scientific method in Islamic history. Another compelling factor is the recognition that science and Islam have historically been partners, not opponents. Individuals with scientific training look at the Islamic Golden Age and see a civilization that was actively fostering discovery. Muslim scholars were not just preserving Greek knowledge, they were advancing it. The development of algebra by al-Khwarizmi and the revolutionary work on optics and the scientific method by Ibn al-Haytham, whose method of forming a hypothesis, testing it, and repeating experiments is the foundation of modern science, all took place under the umbrella of Islamic civilization. This historical context refutes the notion that a serious scientist must abandon their faith. Instead, they see a faith that historically demanded scientific excellence. Factor 5. The holistic philosophy, mind and soul. Finally, the scientist, like all humans, seeks answers to the existential questions, the why behind the how. Science excels at describing how the universe works, but it cannot answer why we are here or how we should live. Islam offers a holistic system. Intellectual coherence, the oneness of God, Tawheed, creates a logical, non-contradictory foundation for reality. Moral framework. The faith provides a comprehensive, ethical, and legal system that governs daily life, giving meaning and purpose to the human experience. For the scientist, embracing Islam is often a journey toward coherence, unifying the vast, ordered physical universe they study with the moral, spiritual purpose they crave. It's a way to eliminate the intellectual schism between the material world and the spiritual world. The convert's testimony, synthesizing science and faith. In listening to the testimonies of converts with scientific backgrounds, a recurring theme is the elimination of doubt. They often feel that Islam is the only system that truly respects both the mind, by demanding reason and observation, and the soul, by providing a clear, logical path to the Creator. For them, the scientific process, seeking truth through evidence, doesn't contradict faith, it leads to faith. When a scientist sees the precision in a cell or the vastness of a nebula, the Muslim perspective simply offers the name of the author behind the magnificent work they are studying. Knowledge, whether found in the laboratory or in the Quran, is ultimately seen as two roads leading to the same singular truth. Reflection on knowledge. The Islamic belief is that all true knowledge, religious and empirical, originates from one perfect source. For the scientist, this view elevates their profession from a purely materialistic pursuit to an act of spiritual fulfillment. They are not simply studying inert matter, they are studying the signs of God, making their daily work a continuous act of worship and reflection. Conclusion. The appeal of Islam to the scientific mind is not a modern fad. It is rooted in the faith's core texts and its rich history of scholarship. It is a faith that calls for reason, order, and deep reflection on the wonders of creation. I'm truly interested in your thoughts. Which of these factors, the philosophical unity of God, the specific scientific allusions, or the historical partnership between science and Islam, do you find the most compelling, and why? Please share your insights and any questions in the comment section below. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to your channel name for more content on faith and philosophy, and share this video with others. Thank you for joining me. Peace be upon you.